Alright, so this review has a bit of a backstory. See, when I was in high school, I was in my high school choir, and they were all like my closest friends. We had a real bond. My senior year is still one of the best years of my life. For our end of the year concert, one of the numbers we did was a medley of songs from Mamma Mia. It was like 15 minutes long. It had the title track, it had Take a Chance on Me, Waterloo, SOS, I Have a Dream, and I loved singing it with my friends. I'd never seen the movie. All I knew was the songs, and I had a great time with them. So whenever I even heard the phrase Mamma Mia, I would instantly think back to my senior year with all my high school choir buddies. So when I heard there was a new movie coming out, I finally decided to watch the original movie. So I watched it last week, and I did not think it was that good, really. It is a straight up chick flick. I mean, it is corny as hell. And then later I was talking with a friend of mine, and she told me, oh yeah, that movie's not for straight guys. And I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But on the other side of that corniness of the movie, the music was so good. It got me into an ABBA phase that I'm still going through. I've been listening to ABBA like non-stop for the past 2 weeks. Cause honestly, I actually don't know a single person who does not like ABBA. So going into this new one, I was like, alright, it probably won't be good, but at least I'll have some fun music to sing along with. Let's talk about the sequel prequel. Mamma Mia, here we go again. Come on, you know I had to sing it. So, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is a sequel and a prequel. It serves as both to 2008's Mamma Mia movie. It came out 10 years ago, which in turn is based off of the musical that was made in the 90s, which in turn is based off of the music of ABBA, the Swedish pop group from the 70s. Yeah, they really dressed like that. And in Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, it takes place only a few years after the first one. Amanda Seyfried's character Sophie is opening up the hotel on the big island where the first one took place. And so the grand opening celebration is happening and all her old friends are coming. And meanwhile, we kind of learn the origin story of how her mother, Donna, found this island in the first place and met the three guys who could possibly be her dad. So it's two stories in one movie. It goes back and forth with musical numbers and ABBA songs every few minutes. And here we go again. And I'll say right off the bat, because I really can't keep it in any longer, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. I mean, it has its good and bad. I mean, there are some things that I really didn't like. But first off, young Donna is played by Lily James. Big plus right there. Ever since Baby Driver, she has soared to the top of my most attractive celebrities ever list. She's so incredibly attractive, especially in this movie. And she has a great singing voice. And in reality, she's British. But other than being sweet eye candy, her character was, well, I'd say interesting, if not a little promiscuous. I feel like I'm not allowed to say the SLUT word anymore, because it might upset some people, but that's kind of what she was. I mean, she sleeps with 3 guys within like 2 days, which is funny, because like at first she reminded me kind of like Rapunzel from Tangled. She's like, I want to go out there and see the world and sing. But then like in subtext, she would say, and sleep with a bunch of guys. But she was a fun main character. I mean, she and like Amanda Seyfried are like the main characters, because again, 2 stories. But I think she got the most focus here. And Amanda Seyfried is back from 10 years ago. She looks like in her mid-20s. She's 32. And she's also pretty fun. She cries a lot though. Like, I wish my mom were here. Whenever it goes to her story, I feel kind of dragged down because of all the drama that, you know, this chick is going through. Which kind of bogged the movie down for me, but it's okay because we got some humor in this story. You want to know who's funny? Christine Baranski and Julie Walters. These women are hilarious. They're just a couple of older single women on the prowl. They're cougars. And just like some of the lines they spit out are just like laugh out loud. I actually can't believe I laughed out loud in this movie. Like I laughed out loud more in this movie than I did with Thor Ragnarok. And a lot of it is thanks to these 2 women and their younger doppelgangers, who I'm pretty sure the director was just like, alright, just do your best Christine Baranski and Julie Walters impersonations. I mean, they pull it off. They even look like younger versions of them. The guys are pretty funny too. I mean, Pierce Brosnan still can't sing to save his life. But Colin Firth especially is hilarious. There's that moment in the trailer where Amanda Seyfried is like, I'm pregnant, please don't tell anyone. And the guy's response,
I just told Bill.
Yeah, and I told Harry. I told many people.
That made me laugh out loud when I was watching the trailer for the first time, but when I watched the movie, I was still laughing out loud. I just thought it was that funny. Something about Colin Firth's delivery of that line is just like perfect to me. I want to see more of his stuff. I like him in Kingsman and I liked him in these Mamma Mia movies. So you're having some fun with all of these characters, but then towards the end, you see her. Cher shows up and I shit you not. The audience around me cheered when she showed up and they cheered again when she started to sing. And with the lighting in the background and the audience around me, I felt like I was at a Cher concert. I'm not gay, I swear. And that's the fun of this movie. It's the music. Again, I don't really know a single person who does not like the music of ABBA. I'm a musician. I just graduated from Berklee College of Music in Boston. And there are 2 things I love: a good beat and great harmonies. ABBA has both. So you bet your ass when all the musical numbers were going, I was tapping my foot and singing along with every song I knew. Tonight the super trooper lights are gonna find me shining like the sun. Yeah, a couple of the songs I was like, that was in the first movie too. But I don't care, they're good songs. I mean, even the score in the background when some characters are talking, the score is an ABBA song. Like there's a scene where Amanda Seyfried and Christine Baranski and Julie Walters are driving, it's toward the beginning, and the score in the background, I was like, that's Does Your Mother Know? I love that song, because Christine Baranski sang it in the first one. Kind of distracted me from the dialogue, but I'll allow it. So I was having a fun time with the funny characters and the great music, but the movie is not near perfect at all. I mean, just like the first one, there were some corny ass moments where I was like, oh, that is bad. Like some cheesy line or just some straight up bad acting. This is a chick flick after all. So some of the women in the movie are overacting, they're making a bigger deal out of things in their head than the situation actually is. I mean, it made sense in the first one because it was a wedding fiasco. Women freak out over weddings big time. I mean, it was still overacting and corny, but it made sense, I guess. In this one, they're acting all sad and dramatic, and I was like, really? But then a song would kick on and I'd be having a good time again. And I thought this movie was gonna maybe spend a little time in the present and then most of the movie was gonna be a flashback with Lily James. But no, the movie goes back and forth like the first Deadpool movie. And I didn't really like that. The transitions between the two, were there transitions? The editing in this movie was pretty shit. I mean, some of the transitions were cool. Like, there was actually some really cool camera tricks in this movie. I was like, how'd you pull that off? Like, there's one camera trick I remember. It was a song that Amanda Seyfried and Dominic Cooper were singing together, like, towards the beginning of the movie. There's a camera trick that they did with the mirror. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I was like, shit, that's like magic. How the hell did you pull that off? So that was impressive, I guess. But for a lot of it, there was just no editing. It's just, oh, here's a scene in the present, then a scene in the past. Then the present, then the past, and it went back and forth. It was just choppy, that's all, it was choppy. And yes, visually it's a very pretty movie with a very pretty island, but my question is, how much did they actually shoot on location? Because there are a lot of times where I was looking at the characters, I was like, no, you're in front of a blue screen or a green screen. Because you can easily see, like, the line around their figure, like, you can see a green, like, light shining on them. That's terrible. I thought we were past this, Hollywood. Like, throughout the entire movie, I was noticing outlines around everyone. Like, whenever it'd be a close-up on someone, I would see, like, green light on their blonde hair. I'd be like, no, you're easily in front of a green screen. I can easily tell. Or at least it looked very much like it. And now that I really think about it, there really isn't much story in this movie. I mean, yeah, there's a story, but more than anything, it felt like a big music video with a plot. Like, they would say some words and then do an ABBA song, and then they would say some words and then do an ABBA song. This movie's less than 2 hours long. It's like an hour and 50. I'm sure without the songs, this movie would be a solid half-hour long. I mean, there are great musicals out there, Hamilton, Les Mis, where like some of the songs, they're cutscenes. They're actually dialogue, but they're a track on the album. They move the story along. This one's like, oh, dialogue, plot moving, oh, here's an ABBA song, more dialogue and talking, oh, here's another ABBA song. You know what I mean? It shortens the story. It just felt more like a big music video with some plot twists. So like I said, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again has its good and bad. The characters are very likable, they're funny. The music is like, it's gonna be stuck in your head for a long time. And it's an overall feel-good vibe, but the editing was bad, the visual effects could have been cleaned up, and of course the really corny moments. The lip-syncing was good though, better than The Greatest Showman. For Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, I will say, wait until this movie's at a discount theater, then go see it. Digging the Dancing Queen. I'll say this movie might be a guilty pleasure for me. So, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Have you seen it? What did you think about it compared to the first one? And what's your favorite ABBA song? For me, I got a few of them. Pretty much anything off of Voulez-Vous or Super Trooper. But whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.